Hello, everybody. I have discussed things and concepts and multiple dimensions of parliamentary system with you guys, and now we are in the position to increase the sphere of our knowledge and wisdom and discover and dig and go inside and go for the route of presidential system, as it is one of the important topic in the case of political science. So without wasting again any time, and let us discuss and let us have more understanding of presidential system. In the previous class we discussed things about the parliamentary system, and we discussed many points about it. In this class we will discuss presidential system as well as federations. So in this class we will discuss these two concepts, but first let us have discussion about the presidential system, and we will increase our sphere of knowledge about presidential system. So we will waste no time, and we will discuss it this with more depth. And what now presidential system. Sorry, I was changing my place, so sorry for the inconvenience, since I'm extremely sorry for the inconveniences. So presidential system, let me tell you the features of presidential system, then you will understand it. In the parliamentary system there was a fusion of power, but in presidential system there will be separation of power. The power will be not fused, or it will be not centralized, so there will be separation of power. You can see the example and in the US system, which is a presidential one, and judiciary and legislature and judicial executive both all have power equally, equal powers, or they are divided. Now constitution as supreme. Binafsha, just give me some moments. Now Binafsha, now constitution is supreme. Pakalara kalara kha the lecture worko khabari. Sorry again for the inconveniences. I was busy with my survey. Khabari ma ko lecture worko sahi na. Now separation of power, I have discussed this point. The third one, the second feature is constitution is supreme, and this there will be supremacy of constitution. So because there will be separation of power, so automatically the constitution will be must. There the equal importance will be given to constitution, and the constitution is rigid. The amendment is near to impossible, and for this you will have special majority. And judiciary is independent, absolutely independent, and there is a check and balance system as you know about Montesquieu. I have also delivered a lecture over it, and you should go through it. Now these were some features of presidential system. Let me repeat these features. Separation of power, number 1. Constitution is supreme, number 3. The constitution is rigid, judiciary is independent, and check and balance. Now let us again conclude this point, and you should also note it down. And presidential system, government, the governmental power, the power with government is distributed between the 3 organ: executive, judiciary, and legislature. So in presidential system, this power will be divided. So in presidential system, this power will be divided. What will be the definition or an important point, that in presidential system, governmental power is distributed between the 3 organ: executive, judiciary, and legislature. No one is superior to other. No one mean executive, judiciary, and legislature work under the constitution, and these all will work under the constitution. Let me off the notifications. Okay. Now features of the federation. This was the another point. And constitution, and the constitution amendment is hard. In the case of presidential system, the constitution system, the constitution, the amendment in constitution is very hard, and it will need special majority, as I have discussed, and procedure is complicated. इसका जो प्रोसीजर होता है वो भी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड होता है, स्पेशल मेजॉरिटी रिक्वायर्ड होती है, और कॉन्स्टिट्यूशंस अमेंडमेंट सख्त होता है. स्टडी मेरिट एंड डिमेरिट फ्राम, और इसका जो अब अगर हम मेरिट्स एंड डिमेरिट्स पे बात करें तो ये आप गो थ्रू करें मजहर हक साहब का जो बुक मैंने रिकमेंड किया हुआ है, तो यू कैन गो थ्रू इट एंड हैव more knowledge about it. Now federation, I will also conclude it again, and so that you have clear idea. Federation is very important. And now what is the definition of federation? So actually federation is a type, ye jo, remember, very important point, and it should be noted that presidential system and parliamentary system are the types of government, while federation is the type of state. This is very important point. So as a type of state in which the constitution distribute the power between federation and units, तो इसमें पावर का डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन होता है फेडरेशन की और यूनिट्स की दरमियान. Now federal how the main body will be federal government, and then there will be sub units like 5 or 6 units, and then and federal government there will be there will be federal legislature, federal executive, and federal judiciary, while unit will be consist of unit legislature, unit executive, and unit judiciary. So you can just search through Google and you will have a diagram, then you will have idea that about which thing I was talking. यूनिट आर समवट सोरन, जो इसमें जो यूनिट्स होते हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल वी हैव इन पाकिस्तान वी हैव this federation, to somewhat we have federal system. So in this system the provinces are somewhat sovereign, so they are enjoying the sovereignty. And in the case of America, the sovereign units are states. In US unit called state, US में units को ये कहा जा सकता है. Now you should also remember that features of federation are at least two governments. There will be two government, one and the federal government and unit. There will be constitution is important, because without constitution it cannot run. And unit there should be unit anatomy. इसको ये हमारे पास इसको सॉवरन होगा और इसको ख़ुद मुख्तारी कुछ हद तक दिए जाएंगे, तो ऑटोनॉमस होगा ये. यू आल्सो नो इट. लेस्ट तो ये एटोनमी इसको दी जाएगी यूनिट्स को, यूनिट एटोनमी. And list system for now there will be list system. For example, there will be three system and one is residuary powers. For powers distribution there will be list. For example, federal list, unit list and concurrent list. You should also know about these lists. Now let us conclude the summarized form of I would like to summarize these two lectures, but before summarizing let me tell you some additional point that US, Pakistan, India, Malaysia has federation, federal government, and Pakistan units are called provinces. These are some additional points. And federal government in Pakistan, Prime Minister is the head, executive head. So there will be there will be list 5 list 3 list as I have told you. And Pakistan there were 3 lists before 18 amendments. पाकिस्तान में हमारे पास 18 अमेंडमेंट से पहले 3 लिस्ट थी, जो फेडरल लिस्ट, यूनिट लिस्ट और हमारे पास कंकरेंट लिस्ट थे. सो यू शुड आल्सो नो दीज थिंग्स. और you should also know that federal list is the one on which federation has jurisdiction. तो फेडरल लिस्ट क्या होता है, इस तरह हमारे पास फिर concurrent list और ये जो हमारे पास ये unit list. Federal list is the one on which federation has the jurisdiction, while the unit list will be the one on which the unit has jurisdiction. While the concurrent list, in case of concurrent list, if there is conflict between the unit and the federation, then importance will be given to federation. So this was from my side. If you have any question, you can ask. Now let me tell you the summarized form. What will be the summary of this lecture? Now let me discuss. In the first, I have discussed with you the presidential system, and then I discussed with you the parliamentary. First, I discussed with you the parliamentary system, and then I go for the presidential system, and I also have germinate ideas about the federation. Now, what is parliamentary system? I have told you, share with you my knowledge about the features and these things. And then I told you that in parliamentary system there will be head of the state and head of the government, and there will be constitution. It can run without constitution, and the head of the government or the head of the state, head of the government should be responsible to it, while the head of the state will be just will will go in parallel with the head of the state. So it is a collective, and there will be a collective responsibility concept and these things. And then I discussed things about the federal the presidential government, in which head of the state have the supreme power or the sovereign body, and it should not be responsible to or give answer to legislature. And then I discussed things about the three lists that and I also told you that there will be list, and the amendment is very hard because the power is distributed and separation of powers. And I have told you the about things about the list and gave you a definition. And then I told you about the federation. Sorry, I told you the list and the federation part, and the federation, there in the federation part, federation, it was an important point that federation is actually part of the state, type of the state, not type of the government. So you should know that. And we have federal system in Pakistan to somewhat, and to somehow, and also in US. So in this system there will be this system cannot run without the constitution, and there will be power distribution among the units and federal government, as I gave you the example of provinces in Pakistan, and the main body, the main government, the federal government. So this was from my side. If you have any question, you can ask, and we will discuss these things. Be happy, stay blessed, and have more wisdom ahead.